Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the 1989 Monster Pretender Birdbrain figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we'll have a quick look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We'll see how his gimmick works, and that is the fact that he is a pretender and he can hide in this outer shell here. We can then have a quick look how he combines to form Monstructor, and we can see what his Japanese equivalent looked like as well, because they shared the same mold. And as I'm lucky enough to have one still in the packaging, we can have a look at that as well. So as I start to pop all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. Okay, now let's be honest, straight from the get-go, this is probably as basic as you're gonna get. In fact, even more basic than perhaps a Micromaster. And to be honest, this is a pretty good example of him because it's not that great. Now what you can see straight away is that there's some sun fade here on the front, because it should be this purple color, so that is something to be aware of straight away. Same as the stickers can fade quite easy, and indeed it's quite often to get problems with corrosion in the screw, so that is something you need to look out for if you are after one for yourself. Now the Japanese equivalent, his name was Ryu, and as you can see they just share exactly the same mold, they're just different colors. There's nothing, as I say, different about them at all apart from the colors. The outer shells are completely different. I'll show you them very quickly. The Hasbro version, as I say, was Birdbrain, with this as an outer shell, and the Japanese was known as Ryu, and his outer shell was a Brontosaurus or something like that. Right, let's just move him out of the way, and again the only difference in the weapons was the colors. This is the one that you're looking for though if you're after the Hasbro one. So very basic, just articulation in the arms. There isn't really articulation in the legs, that is just for transformation purposes. And if we do the transformation now, I'm hoping all this is going to work. I've had these on shelves for ages. I don't even think I've ever transformed these, in all honesty. That is super stiff, so I'm being really careful just folding that over. Let's move the little legs out of the way to fold them over on here. And to be honest, I don't really know what the alternate mode is. It is some form of beast, some form of monster, and that is literally it. There's not even anywhere for you to attach the accessories. You can really see the sun damage there on him now. To be honest, I didn't realize it was that bad until I've had a quick look. We'll have a look at him in his Pretender shell in a second. He does combine to perform the midsection of Monstructor. Now you've got to be careful with him due to all the gold plastic, and again, as I say, if we bring in Dinoking, pretty much the same. You can make out there he is at the front as well. So he does make up that slog above him, so you can hardly even see. He is tucked away neatly into pretty much, he's the upper torso. He's right hidden in between there on both versions of this particular figure. And to give you an idea, this is quite funny. This is again a combiner, so for those of you who collect G1 and haven't seen it, there's a G1 Bumblebee. For those of you who collect main line figures right now, there's a deluxe Shrapnel, who's pretty much as big as him. There is a main line Rise of the Beast Voyager Optimus Prime, who completely towers above him. And indeed, if we bring in some third-party Legend scale figures, these aren't that far off him with regards to size either. So a very small combiner, but an elusive one at that, and quite sought after in honesty. Because, as I say, the gold plastic, he is notorious for just literally shattering, so I'm going to be super careful moving him out of the way. I think the last thing before we show you the sealed example is the Pretender gimmick, and something else that you need to be aware of is with the shells, these do tend to get a sticky residue on them. It's not known why. It's like the plastic on it sort of sweats, if you know what I mean. There's a spare weapon, because that's for the one that's combined there. This is to cover him up, or indeed, and it'll store the weapon. So let's have a complete guess at this. As I say, if I get it wrong, bear with me. I really haven't done this in as long as I can remember. In fact, probably ever, to be honest, because I think when I was lucky enough to track this guy down, I'm very guilty until I started this channel, to be honest, of just buying something and putting it on display. Maybe if I go that way, what this is doing is it's catching on the lips here, so I don't want, so if I'd have done it the proper way first time, we would have been all right. And then this will cover him up, so it looks like a little bit like a rocket pack. And there indeed is his weapon. So there's his Pretender gimmick. As I say, a really small, nice little idea. And I never saw these as a kid anywhere. I was completely surprised when I found out these were actually available in the UK. Right, this is a sealed example. I'm super lucky to have this. Thank you to Rohan, that's who I purchased this from. But what I want to show you this for as well is this is the Italian variant. So you've got Jig there, which is the Italian toy company licensed by Takara to make these. So that's why the language is different. And indeed, you can see that Monstructor is now known as Destructor. And I'm gathering that that's something to do with aviary and, you know, birds. So evolved totally up. And there we go on the back. There is the really simple transformation process, which I just showed you. Oh, there's another bit as well. It looks like he's got the main bit. Yes, he will have. He's got the main hips as well, which of course is connected, which will be a different colour to that. It'll be the colour purple, and that's just the one from the dinoking version. So yes, he will have that as well. That is part of him. There's the silly transformation process. Very, very simple. The sticker sheet is inside, and you can see there the names of the different bots with slightly different colors on them by the looks of it. But to be honest, that's pretty much all there is to say about this particular figure. It's been an absolute pleasure being able to showcase this to you. As I say, I do intend to go through my entire collection of G1 figures to give them a video and to give them, you know, exactly this, the opportunity for people to see them, to know what to look out for if they're after purchasing themselves, and I suppose to answer any questions that they may have regarding these. And indeed, as you can see, it's made me aware that mine need a bit of an update, to be honest. So I'm just going to finish off by turning him back to, oh, that's so stiff, scarily stiff, back to the robot, so we can go back on the shelf and be displayed with the rest like that. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment, and of course, take care.